One of the themes that I'm seeing a lot in my business is this idea around reinvention, and it's coming from two main areas. One is the individual who is either nearing or at retirement age, and they're going to leave their existing career the way it looks like now, and they're contemplating what comes next for them. The other camp are individuals who are mid-career, sometimes a little earlier, sometimes a little later, and they're looking for a change as well. They have an appetite to do something different. And so again, they come with this idea of, how do I go about reinventing myself? How do I go about reinventing what I do? And there are three main obstacles that I see come up time and time again around this theme of reinvention. And the first one is this fear of the unknown, or the fear of what comes next. We won't know what the end product looks like until we engage with the process and we move forward. And so we start looking at the fact that this fear is really just as a result of some of the thinking we have around having answers to questions there are no answers to, not yet. And if we can look in the direction of the fact that we are playing around with trying to find answers to a problem that we've invented to begin with, we start becoming wise to this thought process and to this fear, and we can see it, we can separate ourselves from it, and it doesn't have as big an impact on us. The other piece around this that I love, that I heard a friend and mentor of mine say is, it's almost like a sandwich. She used the metaphor of a sandwich, and you start with the one slice of the bread. And that's where you've started. That's where we're starting. And the other slice of the bread is where we're going to end. And we want to just skip the contents of the sandwich, all the stuff that's in between, but that gives the sandwich flavor and excitement, and we want to skip that. We just want to go from one slice of the bread to the other. And I just love that, because it's so true. We are where we are, and we want to skip the middle piece and go straight to the end. But what is the end without the magic of the process that took us from where we are to where we want to be, or to what comes next? What meaning does that have without the magic, the experience of, the middle of the sandwich, the in between the here and the there? The second piece that comes up a lot is we bring our logical, rational mind to this exercise. And we tend to start the exercise with our very rational, logical mind. And while there is a time and place to apply logical, rational thinking, the beginning is absolutely not the place to start. We don't want to start the process with filters. We want to open ourselves up to possibility. We want to envision what is possible. We want to play with, if I had a magic wand, if I could make anything happen, what would that look like? If I had a blank page and I had the creative, magical ability to paint anything I want, where might I start? What might that picture look like? The third place that the theme that comes up almost always in reinvention is that we want clarity before we take action. We want to know that we're on the right path before we engage with that path at all. But clarity comes from action. It doesn't come from us doing pros and cons in our mind. The problem with kind of weighing pros and cons is that we can argue both sides so well that we just end up going around and around in circles. And so what we practice is really taking action in areas that we're called to gain more clarity on. And it always is so delightful to see clients engage in an area and find clarity.